Who is Eliza Bleu? Now, about a week and a half ago, nobody was asking this question. Eliza Bleu came into prominence a few years ago talking about how she wanted to make sure that she fought for survivors and shined a light on trafficking, the adult trafficking kind, as well as CP online, and is, well, recently working with Twitter to develop new rules around getting rid of some of these gnarly things on Twitter. Ultimately, this is a fantastic goal. This is something that should absolutely be praised. However, something strange happened about a week ago when a supporter of Eliza's, her name is Brittany Venti, she runs around in similar circles online to a lot of the creators that I follow, The Quartering, the Geeks and Gamers guys, Chrissy Mayer, all them. Now, Brittany Venti was absolutely going and railing against the Andrew Tate situation, calling out Andrew Tate for what he has been accused of. Now, I don't really care one way or the other about Andrew Tate. Never followed the guy. Don't really care. I did, however, follow Eliza Bleu for a little bit. Now, because Brittany Venti, who had been on live streams with Eliza in the past, not her own live streams, she didn't have a way to DM. She came across some videos that happened to have been made during the time that Eliza Bleu said that she was being trafficked. Now, Brittany just wanted to know. She's like, hey, Eliza, have you addressed this in the past? I'd really like to know. That's, you know, it's kind of weird that, like, you did these videos at the same time you're saying you're being trafficked. Were you under duress? What's going on? And the tweets are out there to see. And in fact, I do have, for reference here, the Bounding into Comics article that was written by John Delarose about a week ago. So it's probably a little out of date at this point. Now, one of the things that nobody on the planet probably cares about is Eliza doing some, you know, sexually promiscuous videos to rap music a few years ago, or even before that, and there have been more videos that have been found now. Nobody cares about that as much as people care about the work that she was doing trying to get rid of the trafficking and things. In fact, there's only one thing that people really found was very strange, is that when people raised these questions to Eliza Bleu, they were banned off Twitter. And then it came out that Eliza was the one who initiated that, or at least friends of hers. I believe the friend's name was Amanda. And people were being nuked off of Twitter for asking these questions, right? Now, Eliza comes out and says free speech needs to be protected, this, that, and the other thing. And I absolutely agree. Free speech does need to be protected. The framing around this was that people were posting pictures of her that were gotten essentially illicitly, like private photos that were released, and they weren't. This was actually something that a few years ago, Eliza Bleu advertised, or at the time she was known as Eliza Knows, right? So she did these sexy, you know, rap videos, and people were asking questions about it. Eliza then responded, trying to get people banned off Twitter, saying that they violated the rules of Twitter by sharing photos that were not open to the public, but yet they are. In fact, you can go and Google search Eliza Knows right now, which is the name that Eliza Bleu had prior to this. She's also gone under a few other names. In the past, she seems to change her last name every few years, coincidentally coinciding with whatever group that she decides she wants to be a part of at the time. That's a little strange, okay? Now, a lot of people online say, you know what, I believe in Eliza, I love what she's doing, and I think the work that she's doing is fantastic. And I agree. If she is going after these traffickers, if she is going after and working to take down these CP guys, right? And all of us know what CP is at this point. I don't think I need to explain that any further. She is absolutely doing good work there. What called all of this, and not her work, but her, not her work, her into question, was when she started getting people erased off of Twitter when they would ask her these questions. Now, all of a sudden, when somebody gets nuked for asking a question, people go, wait a minute, whoa. Why didn't you just answer the question saying, you know what, that's in my past and it's out there? What can you do about it, right? It's out there, it's in my past, and, I've moved on in my life. Had she said something like that, nobody would have said anything. But her response was to ban people, or to get people banned off of Twitter. Now, up to this point, there have been many. The quartering just got reinstated after a week. As far as I know, Brittany Venti is still banned. I do also believe Yellow Flash was banned as well, stipulating that the tweets about Eliza Bleu sharing articles or linking the videos violated violated Twitter's terms of service. Okay. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, I've been sitting on this for about a week and thinking about what is important to me about this story and why have I been paying as close attention to it. And one of the things that I really, really want to point out is there are a lot of people out there, a lot of people that have been known to grift, as the term is, their way into the right-wing circles. Now, this is something that's happened quite a bit in the last few years. One of the more prominent ones, at least on the internet, and kind of one of the funniest ones, was the whole Jack Murphy situation, right? Somebody coming out saying, teaching men how to be alpha again, this, that, and the other thing. He's prominently featured on Tim Pool for a long time. And then he had one slip up online where instead of just saying, guys, you know what, this thing I wrote in the past, that was a different person ago. Instead of that, he blew up on a live stream, which was You Are Here with Elijah Schaefer and Sydney Watson. Now, why do I mention that? Because that is a very similar situation. If you answer a question calmly, most of the time, people won't go digging, right? But when you start banning people or nuking people online or losing your cool and flipping out, all of a sudden people go, well, that was a weird response. Why was your response so weird? And we're obviously not going to ask you because we just saw how you responded. Now we're just going to go look online. And the internet, for the most part, is forever. Now, Eliza Bleu seems to have entered into the right-wing circles and is supposedly making money for the trafficking or the anti-trafficking work that she's doing. However, when she had that response, that kind of throws up a lot of red flags for people saying, well, wait a minute here. You say you're for free speech, but yet when somebody asks you, hey, can you just clear up something about your past real quick? Like, again, you could pass it off flippantly. Like, you know what? I was a different person ago. I've moved on from that part of my life. It's just something I'd rather talk about this stuff here. But that's not what happened. Ultimately, the good nature of, I think, a lot of people on the right to get behind these good causes and noble causes, I think, is being used against the right. Okay? The right is really, really bad at gatekeeping. And in fact, a lot of people on the right are, well, at least in the more conservative circles, I should say, are very, very open to welcoming anybody and everybody into the fold, which ultimately I think is a bad thing because it moves the Overton window. I can name a few prominent people myself who've come over from the right to left, and I kind of wonder, or from the left to the right, and I kind of wonder how they are. Is Eliza Bleu being earnest and honest about her past? A lot of it, and I have been following this story for the last week, and there are creators out there who are doing work into uncovering what she is trying to hide so desperately. Why start banning people? Why start getting rid of people? Why in all of the interviews that Eliza Bleu does, she doesn't get into any specifics. And every time specifics are answered, she gives the politician's answer where she kind of goes around it, which would make sense considering that her father is actually a politician in the state of Illinois, where she's from. Ultimately, what it comes down to is that in order for us to build culture the way that we need to, the culture that we want to get back to, praising the family, teaching young men to be men, teaching young women to be women, and making good stories for the future, raising a generation of hard workers, we have to start guarding more carefully against the people who want to come over to, I guess, the right-wing side of stuff, or whatever side this is, the freedom side of stuff, and try to make sure that they're not going after our pocketbooks by just spouting some lines that we know we want to hear. Ultimately, if anybody came at me and they say, hey, you know, this, you talk a lot about comic books and books and things like that, and you know, you didn't read the comics back in the day. Like, yeah, no, I didn't, and I'm honest about that. But if somebody wanted to come after me for something that's just the flippant one, I would say no. I was much more involved in politics for a lot of my life, and it wasn't until I got turned on to guys like Eric July and Razor Fist and all them that I realized, maybe politics is the wrong way. Maybe the culture is what I should pay attention to. And having kids of my own, I obviously changed my mind, and I kind of entered more into the cultural side of things. Right? But if anybody came after me for any of that stuff, you know, them's the breaks. We're all online personalities at this point, hell, even me, which is kind of a terrifying thought because I've seen what happens to online personalities. The question is what's going on with this particular online personality? Are we guarding ourselves enough on the cultural right side of things? Or are we just going to keep getting people in that seem to be grifters? I'm not saying Eliza Bleu is yet. Not all the information is out there yet. But more and more of it is coming out, and more of it is looking like she is actually that type of person. So just wait for Eliza Bleu's last name to change like it did. It was Eliza Knows. It used to be Eliza Cuts. It's actually changed quite a few times. And every time it does change, it seems to change around when she changes the thing that she is going after. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about the Eliza Bleu situation online happening with these YouTubers, with Twitter. Do you think she's genuine? Has this changed her mind on her? What do you think is happening here? Do you think that we're guarding ourselves or gatekeeping ourselves well enough to make sure that we keep bad actors away from what we're trying to do? Do you guys think I'm a bad actor? Do you guys think I'm an idiot? Just whatever you want, comment down below and let me know. And ladies and gentlemen, never forget, I always do a special live stream on Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Central called Sunday Coffee. And that's where I go and I read those comments. And I give you guys my full thoughts on those comments on Sundays. If you guys are going to be here and dedicate time to me, I feel that I should dedicate my time to you as well. So let me know what you guys think down below. And if you guys would like to be a part of my subscriber live streams on Wednesdays, where we go and we're giving first impressions and first reactions to new projects that are out there from what we're calling Iron Age creators, such as comic book guys or authors or tabletop guys. If you want to be a part of those subscriber live streams or supporter live streams, click the links down in the description for my locals or my gilded and go and support me over there. Why am I saying don't support me on YouTube? Well, a lot of my subscribers have had issues with YouTube and, you know, how much YouTube actually takes from creators, and they asked for a different way to support me. So those are the two alt media ways that you guys can go and support me and get a chance to come on to the subscriber live streams and hang out and talk about new things that are coming up in the Iron Age world. So thank you all so much for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below. I'm afraid of the firestorm I just started on my channel. And until next time, cheers, everybody. Thank you all for being here on A Drink with Crazy. If you guys never want to miss a notification for the channel, go down in the link in the description and click that button to follow me and support me over on Locals. It's free to join, but that's where you can support me with money if you so choose. Also, don't forget to click those Rumble and Odyssey links so that way we can get over there and keep that growing. And until next time, cheers, everybody.